call monkey mind or racing mind. Monkey mind is because the monks actually compare the speed and the craziness of our thoughts like a little monkey that goes on the trees, just jumping and grabbing here and there. So that's why it started being called monkey mind. So monkey mind because it goes to the future, to the past, to the past, to the future all the time, taking us from the present moment. So the big spiritual authors and all the studios, the scientists of the mind, they just keep telling us and explaining to us. That's one of the reasons why we feel exhausted. One of the reasons why we can't concentrate or focus. One of the reasons why we get addictions, and also we have a hard time to going for our own goals is because our mind keeps crazy. And so one of the reasons why we are doing here our lives and talking about cleaning, doing this big deep cleaning in our mind is exactly to bring us to the present moment, where in the present moment there is no problem. Here right now there is peace. So in the moment we decide to create this level of peace in our mind, we don't carry resentment from the past and we don't get anxious anticipating the future. So we find peace of mind. And one of the ways to get that is the meditation. But we talk about meditation for most of us, like, yeah, no, no meditation for me. So that's why we are doing this very simple exercise of observing the thoughts. And what this moment of observing the thoughts will give to you: the opportunity to experience the monkey mind in action. So when you just stay in a state of observer, quieting all the distractions around you, and you just start paying attention in your breathing, for example. Why we say, oh, let's just breathe? It's not because it's the concentration of the breathing is important for the meditation or for achieving the peace of mind. It's because when we pay attention in our breathing, it helps us to pay attention in our monkey mind or our racing mind. So when we just breathe in and breathe out and start paying attention, if you think, for example, that you don't have a monkey mind, that it doesn't happen to you, is because you've never been aware of that. And awareness is the big start of everything. So being aware that your mind is racing or your thoughts are like a little monkey going for the future, coming to the past and going, taking, stealing, hijacking your attention from the present moment, that's the big deal. Because in the present moment is when everything happens. And if we are not present, accidents also can happen. So when we pay attention that our mind goes to the future, oh, what I have to do after this. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to pay that, I have to call this, I have to. So you are not in the present moment. Oh, I'm not saying that we are not supposed to plan our life, of course, but keep this script all day, coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, just to take our mind out of the present moment where things actually happen. So our mind is like a Labrador. I don't know if you ever play with dogs with the little tennis ball. And you give the ball to the Labrador and you will throw the ball away. The Labrador doesn't entertain itself much with going to get the ball. The Labrador brings the ball and wants to play with you, when you take the ball off the Labrador's mouth. That's what excites you. Take it out, and the Labrador fight. So that is the game, and that's the game of our mind. When you start paying attention on your breathing and you really calm your try to calm your mind, the thoughts start taking your attention like it's a game, and then you bring your attention back in. And many people give up meditation exactly because they believe that when the thoughts go away, oh, I'm not able to do that. I will never be able to do that. Oh, I can't do this. No, this is actually the start of the meditation. Bring the awareness to you that your mind do this race, that your mind is playing this game with you. When you breathe and you are really nice and present, your mind comes and zip, bring a thought. Maybe something that happened in the past. Maybe remember, oh, I didn't like that. Oh, I have to say that. Or so you and then you bring it back. This is already being in state of meditation. And then the mind will take you out. You bring the breathing back, and the mind will take you out again to the future, to the past, thinking about some, oh, when I finish this, I have to do that. Bring the mind back. It's like the moment the Labrador that you're pulling the ball from his mouth and he's pulling, the moment that the Labrador sees that you don't want to play anymore, you stop pulling the ball from his mouth. And he brings the ball, he brings the ball, he brings the ball. The Labrador leaves the ball on the floor. So comparing to our minds racing is the same. It's an education. It's like you have a muscle, right? A muscle in your body that's weak, and you start doing a workout to make those muscles strong. So the metaphor is the same. Our mind doesn't have this habit. It's not trained to do that, to be at peace. And we start a training. We have to start from a certain point. There are monks, there are people that do this for 20 years. And sometimes it's still dwell with the monkey mind. The mind races somewhere, brings a worry, brings a disappointment, anticipates something that they are anxious. So this is the way it is. It's not because you are different. It's not because you will never be able to do it. No. So my proposal now, it's not only breathe and pay attention on the thoughts passing by. So this week, my proposal is that you start really bringing back, not only observing the thoughts, but bring yourself back to a breathing exercise. You just breathe in and breathe out, breathing naturally long and breathe out. And you see your mind will hijack your attention. And then it's like, oh, yeah. And then you are there. It's like, oh, okay, let me come back to my breathing. You do the breathing. You are actually in the very first steps of finding your inner peace. Doing this very simple exercise, you are already educating your mind to bring the center, this calmness, this state of being that you so want. Then we have the next steps. We will go together. The next steps is to just start analyzing where these thoughts come from and how to heal them. People talk about, oh, bad thoughts, negative thoughts, positive thoughts. It's thinking is important. I'm not saying that's not. Planning the future is important. Consider the past, the experience we had, not to make the same mistakes or to analyze and having a positive criticism about what we did or didn't do, or even see what happened to us and uh, just start considering what we need to let it go, what we need to forgive. So all these are important, but What we are talking here is when the mind is tricking us with this script night and day, non-stop. We don't have any control of that. We think you can't. And we are absorbed by these thoughts in a way that we don't do anything else but being busy and exhausted and not productive, because the mind sent us to Facebook, the mind sent us to YouTube, sent us to clean this, to buy that, to go to this, to get that drawer, to cook, to this, to oh, I have forgot that. Oh, I have to call for. We live in a life so overwhelmed by thoughts. At the end of the day, you are exhausted. And when you squeeze your day, you are not productive at all. Mostly because the mind was racing and you are after the mind, just following the mind instead of finding your inner peace, your state of peace, and then you decide, you choose, you be in charge of what you will think, what you will do next. So that's the big deal of cleaning the mind. That's the big deal. I have negative thoughts, and no, it's just thoughts. They are good at a certain point. The only thing that we are here calling as a cleansing, as a cleaning the mind, is when they take over our life, when we are not even aware that we are racing after those thoughts all day, all night, instead of being in charge of our own mind, our own life. So that's the exercise I propose for you for this week. You're doing what we've been doing. You stop, you do a nice breathing, 30 seconds, 1 minute of your day. You can do many times of the day, during the day, but you can do once. Just you observe, you breathe, and you see that the thoughts are coming. And then instead of paying attention on the thoughts, you will just keep breathing. And you're breathing and paying attention the air that comes in, the air that goes out, the air that comes in. And a thought will call your attention. Your thought is like that monkey or that Labrador bringing the ball for you to play. And you will say, not now. Now I don't want to play this game. Now I am resting my mind. And you go and you calm and breathe. Paying attention in your breathing is a key to be in the present moment. The breathing itself teaches us that things come in and things go out. Certain things in life come in, and many things in life you have to let go. And this breathing, this attention to your breathing, will give you the experience you need to finally create peace inside and outside. Creating the peace. Peace won't come from the sky and, I got peace. It's work. It's just pulling your sleeves up and work to get the mind taking the power, the superpower of the mind, and get your superpower. That is the power of being in the present moment, where peace is, where love is, where calmness is, where the worries of the past don't have a place. The anxiety about the future doesn't have a place. It's you and you and your eternity, living each day at a time, each moment by moment at a time. My name is Katia Ferreira, and we are here every Monday at 8 a.m. doing this live talking about how we can achieve peace of mind, how we can achieve that command of our thoughts instead of being a slave of that. So see you next Monday at 8, and keep doing exercise. You'll see you get a lot. And please make your comments. Let me know how you're doing. And if you have any doubt, if you need any assistance, just write down the comments and we'll be interacting with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.